Hey everyone, this is lesson 2, level 7, choosing your own adventure. We are still using object references as parameters, but now we're going to do more with constructors, where we are taking objects and passing them as parameters to a constructor. So, and the video I posted in Schoology about cars and garages is kind of like that. So that might be it's a good short video. It's 5 minutes long, but the guy does a really nice job of explaining it. So you may want to take a peek at that. So let's do hotel guests. Let me get in here and reset my version history before we start. And also I need to change my font size. So there you go. So we want to write the guest class constructor. I love this because this is exactly what we're going to have to do on the AP exam, and it's giving us a chance to review, to take the name of the guest and a reservation object as parameters. So here is a reservation object. A reservation has a check-in date and a number of nights. So we are kind of passing this object or data structure that has a string and an int in it, and we're passing it to that constructor. So here's a constructor for a reservation object. We're probably going to need a get check-in date. We're probably going to need get number of nights before we're done. We're probably going to have to set a new night somewhere, so we'll come back and look at all of these. So in the guest class has a private string name, that's the name of the guest, and the reservation for the guest. And so we want to write the constructor with a parameter for the name of the guest and a parameter for the reservation object. So let's go public, and this is a guest object, right? And we are going to pass a string to it, which will be the name, and we are going to pass a reservation to it, which is going to be the reservation. That's going to be curly braces. So then we're going to use them. We want to pass those to the instance variables up here. So we're going to go this dot name equals name. And now this is where when we pass this reservation object into the constructor, we need to create like a new reservation object. So we're going to go this dot reservation. But what we need to do is we need to create a new reservation. And that new reservation takes the check-in date, which is a string, and the number of nights. So we're going to need to use like the get check-in date. So I'm going to go, this is a reservation dot get check-in date, and that also takes the number of nights, which is an int. So we want to get the number of nights as well. And now we've got the number of nights. So there is my constructor. And that should be all I have to do here. And so we need to go to the hotel runner, and we need to instantiate a guest object. So I'm going to call this a guest object, which is going to be a new guest. And this is going to be a new guest object. And that new guest object takes a name and a reservation object. And so we're going to use this reservation object up here, this vacation. That's what we'll use to pass to it. So I'll use my name, and that is vacation. And then what I'd like to do is I want to change the check-in, and that is so again, change check-in, let's see, is that under the reservation? That is, oh no, I think I just did that, didn't I? change check-in is here under the guest object. So I'm going to go new guest dot change check-in, and that takes a new check-in date, which will be like a date. So I will go as a string April 1st. And then I'm going to go also and do change the number of nights. So I will go new guest dot change num nights. And let's just change it to 100. I'm sure that's all we have to do is we just have to put in an integer that change number of nights just takes an integer and sets it for us. And then we want to print out the reservation object to confirm it was not modified. So we'll do that. We'll print out the guest object. So when I print out a guest object, let's go to the toString method. It's probably going to show me the name of the guest, and then it's going to go to a new line and give me the information about the reservation. And the reservation is going to look like the check-in date with a colon and the check-in date, and a new line, number of nights, colon, number of nights. So let's print that puppy out and see what happens. So system.out.println, new guest. But I also want to print out the reservation, because even though this changed, the reservation object, the vacation, this stuff did not change. That should not have changed. But we're going to find out here if it did or not. All right, so let's run this and see what happens. So here is there's me. My check-in date was changed to April 1st, and the number of nights was changed to 100, but the original information did not change, and that's kind of the big takeaway here, because it's a reference, like we're passing an object as a reference variable, as a parameter, so we're not really passing the actual object. We're kind of making changes on a copy of that object, if you will. So, all right, kids, that's that.